Subscribe to my channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. It's totally free. Hello, welcome to Jury Central online classes for law exams. So today we will be dealing with DU LLM entrance solved paper of 2018 with correct answers. इससे पहले मैंने 2019 का DU LLM के जो सॉल्व पेपर है वो मैंने अपलोड कर दिया है. आपको वो लिंक ऊपर मेरे वीडियो के साथ मिल जाएगी. क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करने के पहले मैं आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूँगी कि काइंडली लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, ताकि फ्यूचर में मैं जितने भी सॉल्व पेपर में अपलोड करूँ आपको उसके नोटिफिकेशंस मिलते रहे. तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं विथ आवर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which of the following statement is true regarding the social contract theory on origin of state? So the correct option is option number 1 and 3. State is a creation of agreement between people, and according to Rousseau, the ruler was bound by the general will of the people. और ये जो 2 and 4 जो इसके ऑप्शंस है ये गलत दिए हुए हैं. दिस ऑप्शंस आर इनकरेक्ट. Which of the following statement is incorrect? इसमें पूछा गया है कौन सा स्टेटमेंट इनकरेक्ट है. तो इसका जो करेक्ट ऑप्शन है वो है ए ब्रीच ऑफ वारंटी समटाइम्स रिजल्ट्स इनटू रिपुडिएशन ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. तो इसका है ऑप्शन नंबर 2 और ये दिया हुआ है अंडर सेक्शन 12 क्लॉज 3 ऑफ सेल्स ऑफ गुड्स एक्ट. सेक्शन 12 डील्स विद कंडीशन एंड वारंटी. Third, which of the following exceptions to strict liability were recognized by Justice Blackburn in Rylance versus Fletcher? So the correct option is option number 1 and 3. विस मेजर मतलब एक्ट ऑफ गॉड आप सबको पता है, एंड थर्ड इज प्लेंटिफ्स ओन डिफॉल्ट. ये चीज़ भी आप याद रखिएगा कि स्ट्रिक्ट लायबिलिटी का जो प्रिंसिपल है वो जस्टिस ब्लैकबर्न ने ही इवॉल्व किया है इन द केस ऑफ रायलेंस वर्सेस फ्लेचर, क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन है काफ़ी बार घुमा फिरा के पूछा गया है. फोर्थ, which of the following acts was amended by the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013? So the correct option is option number 2, the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012, which is also known as POSCO Act. और इसके साथ साथ अदर सेक्शन अदर एक्ट्स को भी अमेंड किया गया है, जो है इंडियन पैनल कोड, इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट, कोड ऑफ क्रिमिनल प्रोसीजर एंड POSCO एक्ट. दैट मीन्स 4 acts are also amended by Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013. Which of the following observations on fundamental rights was made by the Supreme Court in case Puttaswamy versus Union of India? Well, this question is actually very technical. तो इसका जो करेक्ट ऑप्शन है ना, ये ऑप्शन नंबर 2. The constitutional values embodied under every article of Part 3 of the Constitution of India animates the interpretation of the other. ये भी इसके फैक्ट थोड़े से इसके अदर फैक्ट्स के बारे में भी जान लेते हैं. दिस जजमेंट इज गिवन इन द ईयर 2017. एक आधार जजमेंट भी है, वो भी केस पुट्टास्वामी वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया है, लेकिन ये जो है वो ये 2017 का केस है, और इस केस के जो ऑथर रहे हैं वो है जस्टिस DY चंद्रचूड़. 6. Which of the following is sensitive personal information according to Rule 3 of the Information Technology Reasonable Security Practices and Procedures and Sensitive Data or Information Rules 2011? The correct option is option number 1, 2 and 4. So 1 deals with credit card details, 2 deals with medical records, and 4 deals with sexual orientation. Apart from this personal information, there are other personal information also, which are password, financial information such as bank account or credit card or debit card or other payment instrument details, physiological and mental health conditions, sexual orientation, medical records and history, biometric information, and any details among other things. So this is given under Rule 3 of the Information Technology Act, Rules 2011. एक बार आप इसे पढ़ लीजिएगा, रीड कर लीजिएगा. Which of the following is or are mechanisms of pacific settlement of disputes under the UN Charter? So the correct option is all of this: inquiry, judicial settlement and arbitration. This is given under Article 33 of the UN Charter. Which of the following actions of host is allowed under the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations of 1961? So the correct option is the host nation at any time and for any reason can declare a particular member of the diplomatic staff of the mission to be persona non grata. The correct option is option number 1. So let's see what do we mean by persona non grata. This means actually a persona non grata is a foreign person whose entering or remaining in a particular country is prohibited by that country's government, and this is given under Article 9 of Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. 9. Which of the following provisions of the UN Charter is correctly matched? So which are correctly matched? So the correct option is option number 3, Article 2 clause 4, prohibition on use of force. Let's see about the other options. Article 2 clause 5 actually deals with all members shall give the United Nations every assistance in any action it takes in accordance with the present charter, and shall refrain from giving assistance to any state against which the United Nations is taking preventive or enforcement action. Second, 2 clause 6 deals with principle of settlement of dispute by peaceful means, and fourth deals with all member in order to ensure to all of them the rights and benefits resulting from membership shall fulfill in good faith the obligation assumed by them in accordance with the present charter. So it is very important कि जब आप तैयारी कर रहे हो तो आप यूएन चार्टर को भी आप ध्यान में रखिए, और उसके जो जो आर्टिकल्स है ये कम से कम ये जो ऑप्शंस मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है आप सबके ही कम से कम याद करके रखिए, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन हो सकता है कि आज 2 क्लास 4 पूछ दिया तो कल शायद 2 क्लास 5 या 2 क्लास 6 पूछ दिया, तो इस चीज़ का आप ध्यान रखिएगा. 10th, which of the following are inventions not patentable under the Patent Act? So the correct option is all of these, and this is given under section 3 of Patents Act 1970, which deals with what are not inventions, and section 4 deals with inventions relating to atomic energy not patentable. तो अगर आपको कोई कन्फ्यूजन हो तो एक बार आप मैंने सेक्शन इसमें डाल दिया है कि किस किस सेक्शन में क्या कौन कौन से प्रोविजन दिए हुए हैं. तो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि एक बार आप बेयर एक्ट को रेफर कर ले तो आपको चीज़ समझ में आ जाएगा. इन केस इफ यू आर फेसिंग एनी डाउट यू फील फ्री टू कमेंट इन द कमेंट बॉक्स बिलो. Question number 11. Which of the following are conditions of a valid Hindu marriage in accordance with section 5 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955? So the correct option is option 2, 3 and 5, and this is given under section 5 of Hindu Marriage Act, which deals with conditions for a Hindu marriage. So second deals with option number 2 says neither party must have a spouse living at the time of the marriage. Third says the bridegroom must have completed the age of 21 years and the bride the age of 18 years at the time of the marriage. And fifth says the parties are not subpoenas of each other. So this is given under section 5 of Hindu Marriage Act. Question number 12. Which of the following is an example of obligatio erga omnes of states under international law? So the correct option is protection from slavery. And this case obligation is actually evolved in the case of Barcelona traction case. And let's see what does erga omnes means. Erga omnes means states have towards the international community as a whole. अगर आपने मेरा ये जो क्वेश्चन है ना ये 2018 के दिल्ली जुडिशरी में भी ये चीज़ पूछा गया है कि व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ऑब्लिगेशन erga omnes. Which of the following is an implied condition in a case of contract for sale by sample? So the correct option is none of these. And actually here it is given goods shall not, bulk not, buyer shall not. But all options are given in negative, but the answer are actually in positive. Like goods shall be free from any defect. Bulk corresponding with the sample in quality. Buyer shall have a reasonable opportunity of comparing the bulk with sample. And this is given under section 17 clause 2 of Sales of Goods Act, which deals with sale by sample. Read the following statements about the offence of dacoity under the Indian Penal Code 1860. So all of the options are correct, and this is given under section 391 of Indian Penal Code, which deals with dacoity. 15. Which among the following is generally referred to as a subtle species of fraud? This question has been asked many times, and the answer is very simple, which is option number 1, undue influence. 16. A member of the UN may be suspended from its membership. So the correct option is by the General Assembly upon the recommendations of the Security Council. This is given in option number 3rd, and the provision is given under Article 5 of UN Charter. 17. According to the Information Technology Act 2000, an electronic record is deemed to be received at a place where the addressee, correct option is option number 3rd, has its place of business, and this is given under section 13 of Information Technology Act, which deals with time and place of dispatch and receipt of electronic record. 18. According to Fuller, in order to evade failure, law must have the following characteristics. The correct option is option number 1, 2 and 3. Law must be publicly accessible. Law must be clear and unambiguous. And law must not command what cannot be done. So let's see what the famous book he has written is The Morality of Law. This question has also been asked in DULLM, in the past DULLM exams. And according to Fuller, all purported legal rules must meet 8 minimal conditions in order to count as genuine laws. So only 3 of them are given, and the rest of the 5 I have already given here. Please read it by yourself. Question number 19. Who among the following remarked that international law is positive morality? You all very well know that this is John Austin. Let's see. John Austin evolved the theory of legal positivism, and his famous book is The Province of Jurisprudence Determined. Let's see about the other options. Lord L. Fuller. He criticized legal positivism and defended secular procedural form of natural law theory. Jeremy Bentham, he is a founder of modern utilitarianism. H.L.A. Hart, he was a positive, and his famous book is Concept of Law. Trademark includes. So trademark includes all of this: certification mark, collective mark, well-known trademark, and this is given under section 2 clause ZG of Trademarks Act 1999. Lakshmi and Ram married under the Special Marriage Act 1954. Ram died in 2010, leaving behind Lakshmi, his mother, a son and a daughter. The intestate and testamentary succession to his property would be governed by. So the correct option is in intestate succession according to the Hindu Succession Act 1956, and testamentary succession according to the Indian Succession Act 1925. So you very well know about the intestate and testamentary succession. Like intestate means like the person is dying without a will, and testamentary succession applies in those cases where a person dies leaving behind a will. So both there are 2 laws which governs both these principles. Question number 22. Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code 1860 is applicable in cases of cruelty by husband or relatives of the husband within. So no time limit is given. 7 years of marriage is actually given under section 304B of Indian Penal Code, which deals with dowry death. 23rd. John Rawls, the idea of basing justice on a contract has been challenged by Amartya Sen. We all know about this famous economist, and he also in his book Idea of Justice, which went on to win Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences in the year 1998, and he was also awarded Bharat Ratna in 1999 for his work in welfare economics. In his book of Idea of Justice, he actually challenged the idea of John Rawls. Question number 24. Dinesh finds a gold ring on the road, not knowing to whom the ring belongs. Dinesh picks up the ring. Dinesh is guilty of which offence under the Indian Penal Code 1860? The correct option is no offence, because when you find something and you keep it in your pocket, that doesn't become a crime. But in case if had he been misappropriated or sold to somebody for making money, then you could have termed it as theft or criminal breach of trust or dishonest misappropriation, but this is not the case, so that is why the correct option is no offense. First Geneva Convention of 1949 deals with, so the correct option is amelioration of the condition of the wounded and sick in armed forces in the field. So let's see about the other Geneva Conventions and its additional protocols. So there are four Geneva Conventions and 3 additional protocols. So this question has also been asked several times, like they ask about the conventions of any of the numbers. Like in this question they have asked the first Geneva Convention, so maybe you would be asked questions related to second, third, or maybe of additional protocols. So let's see what all the convention deals with. First convention deals with protects wounded and sick soldiers on land during war. Second convention protects wounded, sick and shipwrecked military personnel at sea during war. Third deals with applies to prisoners of war. Fourth affords protection to civilians including in occupied territory. And there are 3 additional protocols. First one deals with international conflicts, second non-international conflicts, and third additional distinctive emblem. So kindly memorize this convention and additional protocols. This may be asked in future exams. Shamim Ara claimed her dower after the death of her husband from her husband's property. She isn't. The correct option is option number 2. Ordinary unsecured creditor having no priority over the over other unsecured creditors subject to her right to retention. So this is held in the Shamim Ara case. To cede a part of the Indian territory in favor of any foreign country, which one of the following procedure requirements must be complied with? So the correct option is option number 3, which says a constitutional amendment act must be passed in compliance with Article 368 of the Constitution of India, and this topic has been elaborately dealt in the case of INDE, the Berubari Union versus reference under Article 143. This is a 1959 case. Question number 28. Who defined defamation as publication of a statement which tends to lower a person in the estimation of right-thinking members of society generally, or which tends to make them shun or avoid that person? So the correct option is Winfield. Winfield has defined defamation as following. Question number 29. Who among the following can file a complaint under the Consumer Protection Act 1986? The correct option is all of this. Any recognized consumer association, the general government or the central government or any state government are consumer, and this has been given under section 2 clause B, which deals with complainant under Consumer Protection Act 1986. 30. In which of the following cases has the Supreme Court made it mandatory for candidates contesting elections to the legislature and their spouses to declare their source of income at the time of filing nominations? The correct option is option number 4, Lok Prahari versus Union of India. See, this case has been decided twice. First in February 2018 and the second one in September 2018. So you have to be careful, like the issue which has been raised in the question is actually decided in February 2018. So let's see about the other cases. Jan Chaukidar versus Union of India. So here in this case, the Supreme Court has actually upheld an order of the High Court of Patna declaring that a person who has no right to vote by virtue of subsection 5 of section 62 of the said act, that means People's Representation Act, is not an elector and is therefore not qualified to contest the election to either House of Parliament or the Legislative Assembly of a state. And Association for Democratic Reforms versus Union of India, the case deals with the disclosure of information related to criminal records, educational qualification and personal property of a candidate who contests the election. So keep it in mind that while solving any questions, kindly read about the other options also, like if the question is relating to any case law, so please ensure that you know about the other case laws also, because um, maybe in the same paper or in the next exam any of the options might be repeated. 31. In which of the following case the Supreme Court held that the public authority providing services or goods as per the definition under the Consumer Protection Act 1986 must be held liable to pay adequate compensation to the consumer for harassment or mental agony or oppression caused to him for capricious exercise of power, and the money could then be recovered from the erring public officials. So this is a torts case, and this has been decided in Lucknow Development Authority versus M.K. Gupta. Let's see about the other options. State of Gujarat versus Memam Muhammad deals with liability of state. Sham Sundar versus State of Rajasthan deals with sovereign immunity, and Indian Medical Association versus VP Shanta, it's actually a Consumer Protection Act case. It deals with medical services are treated as in ambit of services under Section 2 Clause 1 Subclause O of the Act. 32. In which of the following case the Supreme Court held that an intermediary shall be liable for a third party information hosted by him if upon receiving actual knowledge from the court order or on being notified by the appropriate government he fails to expeditiously remove that material. So this question has been decided in a landmark case known as Shreya Singhal versus Union of India. MySpace Inc. versus Super Cassettes. This case actually held to impose liability or intermediary conditions under Section 79 of the IT Act have to be fulfilled. Google India Private Limited versus Messrs Vishakha Industry deals with liability of intermediary, and Avinash Bajaj versus State deals with criminal liability of online service providers. 33. In which of the following case Lord Wilberforce opined that it is necessary to consider three elements inherent in any claim for nervous shock: the class of persons whose claim should be recognized, the proximity of such person to the incident, and the means adopted by which shock is caused. So the correct option is McLaughlin versus O'Brien. Page versus Smith deals with foreseeability of psychiatric damage. Hinge versus Berry deals with a person who would foreseeably suffer psychiatric harm as a consequence of someone's negligence was entitled to compensation. Bodhill versus Young deals with no duty of care for psychiatric harm which was not foreseeable. So these are the common questions which are repeatedly asked in DLLM entrance exam. Question number 34. In which of the following offences minimum 5 offenders are required? So here it is given dacoity and rioting. Dacoity needs 5 persons and rioting also. 35. A foreign company intends to merge with an Indian company as per the relevant provision in the Companies Compromises Arrangement and Amalgamation Rules 2016. It needs to obtain prior approval of, the correct option is Reserve Bank of India, and this is given under the rules of 2016. You may check with that. Who coined the term compensatory discrimination? The correct option is Professor Mark Galanter. So what do we mean by compensatory discrimination? It means compensatory discrimination is a term coined for the policy or programs that give preference to a group or group of people with a started goal of countering and compensating the past or ongoing atrocities, excesses, injustice or discrimination of any sort against them. So in the context of our Indian Constitution, the correct example would be the reservations given to SC, ST and other categories. Question number 37. What is the limitation period for filing a complaint under the Consumer Protection Act 1986? This question has also been repeated several times in many exams apart from DULLM entrance. So the correct option is option number 2, 2 years from the date of cause of action. 38. What is the role of section 135 Trademarks Act 1999? So section 135 deals with relief for infringement. In words, it deals with relief in suits for infringement or for passing off. 39. What is the principle of complementarity in the context of the International Criminal Code? So what it means? It means the International Criminal Code will only prosecute an individual if states are unwilling or unable to prosecute. That means the jurisdiction of ICC is very wide. 40. The question of regarding disqualification of the Speaker of Lok Sabha under the 10th schedule of the Constitution of India is referred for the decision to a member elected for this purpose by the Lok Sabha. This is given under Schedule 10. 41. Dissolution of a firm can be carried by. So the correct option is all of these, where expiry of the term for which it was constituted, adjudication of a partner as an insolvent, and third, death of a partner. So I have also explained in which section this is given. Section 41 compulsory dissolution, section 42 dissolution on the happening of certain contingencies. A, B and C are partners in a firm named A, B and C. A retires from the firm without giving any public notice. Thereafter, an existing creditor lends rupees 10 lakh to the firm on the basis of its knowledge that A, B and C are the three partners in the firm. This amount remains unpaid by the firm. The creditor wants to recover the unpaid loan amount from the firm. So, whether the firm will be liable or not. So, the correct option is A, B and C will be liable for the unpaid loan amount, and this is given under section 45, liability for acts of partners done after resolution. Question number 43, assertion. First is a distributive justice is based on the principle that there has to be equal distribution amongst the equals. Reasonable classification is the essence of equality, as justice cannot be achieved by promulgating uniform law for everyone. So the correct option is option number 1, which is both A and R are correct, and R is the correct reason for A. Question number 44. Consider the following statements about the military staff committee. So the correct option is option number 1. Only one is correct. It shall advise and assist the Security Council on all questions relating to military requirements for maintenance of international peace and security. So this is given under military staff committee is given under Article 45, and how many members shall comprise of MSC, it is given under Article 47 of UN Charter. 45. Consider the following statements. So so they are asking that which of the statement is correct. So the correct option is option number 1 and 3. Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons is the first legally binding international agreement to comprehensively prohibit nuclear weapons. And third is it has not come into force. Now this is very well correct, and this is completely wrong, that it was passed on July 17 by the Security Council. This is wrong. 46. Consider the following statements. So again they are asking that which of the options are correct. So the correct options are all of them. Moses versus McFarlane is a prominent example of theory of unjust enrichment as propounded by Lord Mansfield. According to this theory, the demands of justice and equity is to prevent the unjust enrichment of one person at the cost of another. Sinclair versus Brougham has propounded the theory of implied in fact contract to elaborate the nature of quasi contracts. So see, the theory of unjust enrichment is given under chapter 5 of Indian Contract Act, which deals with of certain relations resembling those created by contract. 47. Consider the following statement. So again they are asking that which are the correct option. The correct option is option number 2. Minor is not liable for wrongful act when the cause of action is substance is ex contractu. Ex contractu means arising from a contract. Only 2 is correct, because first because this is not correct, that minor after attaining majority can ratify an agreement made by him during his minority. Once he is doing something in minority, he can no exceptions can be created on that. 48. Consider the following statements. The Bolitho test relates to medical negligence. The Bolitho test was referred to in Malay Kumar Ganguly versus Kumar Mukherjee. The correct option is both 1 and 2. See, there are 2 tests, Bolam test and Bolitho test. So Bolam test set out that a doctor is not negligent if they have acted in accordance with the responsible body of opinion. Bolitho narrowed the scope of the states, stating that the court must be satisfied that the body of opinion relied upon has a logical basis. So Bolitho test is actually much wider in concept to Bolam test, because Bolam test doesn't create any responsibility to against the doctor, but Bolitho test is actually creating a responsibility and duty of care upon the doctor. 49. Savitri, a married Hindu woman, died intestate, leaving behind her husband and mother. Properties mentioned in Schedule A was inherited by her from her father, and Schedule B property was her self-acquired property. Pick out the correct legal propositions from below. So the correct option is option number 3. Her husband will inherit Schedule B of property and mother will inherit Schedule A of property, and this is given under section 15 of Hindu Succession Act. That means if a woman acquires any property from her father, so upon her death, if no children is surviving or sons of sons or anybody, not her husband, then the property after her death goes on to the legal heirs of her to her mother or her legal heirs. But in case if the property is self acquired, it devolves upon her husband or children, if any. 50. Article 290 of the Constitution of India refers to, so it refers to annual payment to certain Devaswam funds. And match the following. So in this exam, the questions were framed mainly on case law. So you would find many questions on case law. So please keep in mind that you very well prepare on all the case laws of all subjects related to the curriculum of the exam. Match the cases mentioned in list 1 with legal issues mentioned in list 2 and select the correct options answer using the code below. So so the question is actually relating to Hindu Succession Act as well as Indian Succession Act, and so, that means the question is actually relating to family law in overall. If I see Tulasamma versus Shesha Reddy, so this case deals with limited estate of a woman becomes absolute estate. B4 John Vallamotham versus Union of India, the case deals with section 118 of the Indian Succession Act. Section 118 of the Indian Succession Act is unconstitutional. R. Kanta versus Union of India deals with a right of a daughter to reopen the partition is valid. Sandhya versus Union of India, a Hindu having a daughter cannot adopt another daughter under Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956. 52. So articles are given and the subjects are given, and you have to match list 1 with list 2. So maternity relief, option number A, the correct option is article 42. Living wage is given under article 43. Right to work is given under article 41, and organization of agriculture deals with article 48. So these questions are relating to DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy. Match list 1 containing cases with list 2. Again you have to match the list of cases with the principles which have been enumerated in these cases. So Durga Prasad versus Baldev deals with act was not done at the desire of the promisor and has no consideration. So these questions are related to Contract Act. So option number A, the correct option for option number, the correct option is option number 3. The act was not done at the desire of the promisor and hence no consideration. Abdul Aziz versus Mausam Ali, it says the other party has done nothing in response to unilateral promise and hence no consideration. Dutton versus Pool, the correct option is option number 4. The agreement may be enforced by the third person for whose benefit the agreement was made. A very famous case, Tweedle versus Atkinson. No stranger to the consideration can take advantage of a contract although made for his benefit. So this case is actually an English law case. So again you have to match list 1 with list 2. Neighborhood rule is formulated in Donagh versus Stevenson. Volatile non-fit injuria is evolved in the case of Smith versus Charles Baker and Sons. This major is option number 1, Green Corporation versus Caledonian Railway, and res ipsa liquidator is Achyut Rao Haribhav Khawra versus State of Maharashtra. So let's see the terms, the Latin terms. Res ipsa liquidator means the principle that the mere occurrence of some types of accident is sufficient to imply negligence. Voluntary non-fit injury, as you very well know, that which states that if someone willingly places themselves in a position where harm might result, knowing that some degree of harm might result, they are not able to bring a claim against the other party in tort. Again, match the list. So this question is from Indian Contract Act, like the previous question. So section 2 clause A deals with proposal. 2 clause B deals with consideration. 2 clause I deals with voidable contract. 2 clause F deals with reciprocal promises. 2 clause E deals with agreement. So kindly remember all these sections, because these sections are very important and has been asked several times. Again, match the list option. So this question is relating to Indian Penal Code. Unsoundness of mind, which case is relating to which, these are the general defenses which is given in list 1. So I have to match the cases in which these topics have been dealt. So unsoundness of mind is dealt in Daya Bhai Chhagan Bhai Thakkar versus State of Gujarat. Intoxication, Basudev versus State of Pepsu. Private defense, Dev Narayan versus State of UP, and mistake of fact is State of Odisha versus Ram Bahadur Thapa. Again, this question is relating to Indian Contract Act. So Balfour versus Balfour, it is given, the correct option is intention to contract. In this case, the intention to contract has been dealt elaborately. Feldhaus versus Bindley, in this case communication of acceptance to offerer has been dealt. Creel versus Henry, this case is relating to frustration of contract. And Harvey versus Fassi, this case is relating to invitation to receive offer. So all these cases have been repeated many times in the previous dual exams, and they have compiled all these questions and asked you in the year of 2018. So kindly make sure that you know the facts of all these cases and what are the topics which is dealt in these cases. Again, match list 1, list 2. These are questions relating to jurisprudence, and what they're asking that which principle has been dealt by which philosopher. Brenda Crossman, she deals with feminist legal theory. Bhikhu Parekh, he deals with rights. Holmes, as everybody knows, that he actually deals with realism. And J.S. Mill, he deals with utilitarian. Consider the following propositions. So what they're asking, that which is the correct option. The correct option is option number 2 and 3 only. A void marriage is never a valid marriage, and there is no necessity of any decree annulling it. So this is completely correct. 3. A voidable marriage remains valid until a decree annulling it is being passed by a competent court. This is also correct. Who among the following can remove the name of company from the register of companies on suo motu basis, on in terms of section 248 clause 1 of the Companies Act 2013. So the correct option is registrar of companies. Only registrar of companies has the power to remove the company suo motu from its register. Who among the following accepts that rights are important because they can be enforced? This is Alan Buchanan. Kelson's theory of law suggests that. So what his theory suggests? The correct option is option number 1 and 2. Legal order is a hierarchy of norms, and second is the basic content of the law is determined by Grundnorm, the basic norm. Grundnorm, the principle is evolved by Kelson. So this question has also been asked many times. 63. Consider the following proposition. So they are asking that which option is the correct option. So only 2 and 3, like a Muslim woman on divorce need not follow iddat if her marriage is valid but not consummated. This is totally true. And third, a Muslim woman whose marriage is void but consummated has to observe iddat a Muslim woman on divorce has to observe iddat if her marriage is irregular but consummated. 64. Consider the following statements about the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea. So the correct option is all of these. The tribunal is composed of 21 independent judges. This is correct. It is based in Hamburg, Germany. Dr. Neeru Chadda from India has been appointed as one of the judges of the tribunal in 2017, and this is also correct. 65. Consider the following statements. Again, they are asking that which option is correct. So this exam has been very technical because the questions are actually very confusing and also a bit lengthy, and this question is also very unique in relation to the questions which have been asked in the previous paper, in the way because it has asked questions on match the following, on cases, on recent cases and past cases. So this paper has been very technical and also a tough in comparison to other exams which have been held in the past. So the correct option is option number 1 and 2. Under the UN Charter, the General Assembly may take up issues relating to maintenance of international peace and security, including the principles governing disarmament and the regulation of armaments. Under the UN Charter, the Security Council has a primary responsibility for the maintenance of international peace and security. Kindly refer once to UN Charter if you want to know more about these principles. Consider the following statements. So I have to choose the correct option. So the correct option is both 1 and 2 are not correct. The motion for removal of a Supreme Court judge submitted to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha lapses with the dissolution of Lok Sabha. This is completely wrong. And the inquiry committee appointed under the Judges Inquiry Act 1968 to ascertain the veracity of the motion for removal of the judge can be treated as a tribunal. Obviously not. The committee cannot be treated as a tribunal under Article 136 of the Constitution. Consider the following statement. The Statute of the International Court of Justice is an integral part of the UN Charter. This is correct. All members of the UN are ipso facto parties to the Statute of the International Court of Justice. This is also correct. Once you are becoming a member of UN, you're automatically also becoming parties to the Statute of the International Court of Justice. Ipso facto means by that very fact or act. So again they are asking what is the correct option. So the correct option is both 1 and 2. An agreement made without adequate consideration. Sorry, both the questions are actually incorrect, because adequate if the contract is if no adequate consideration is given in an agreement, that doesn't mean the agreement itself is void. If the agreement is made without any consideration, then it is termed as void. A written and registered agreement made on account of a natural love and affection between the close relatives is not valid without adequate consideration. Obviously not. Once an agreement is made out of natural love or affection, it doesn't require any consideration. Consider the following statement. So I have to choose what is the correct option. The correct option is 1 and 2. All robberies are either theft or extortion. If A holds Z down and fraudulently takes Z's money without Z's consent, this is an example of theft as robbery. So the correct option is both 1 and 2, and this is but if I talk about section 390, I have a little doubt, because according to section 390, all robberies are either theft or extortion. But if somebody hoards money without his without his consent, then this is better be termed as a theft, not as a theft as robbery. Consider the following statements. So the correct option, again they are asking that which are the correct options. So this type of questions where you are asked that you have to choose whether these options are correct or incorrect, are actually, very confusing, and they're also very tiresome, because you easily get confused if you're not practicing well. So I would recommend all of you to kindly practice this question several times, so that you won't get confused, or do not forget the correct options. The correct option is option number 1. There may be situations where only one party is bound to the terms of the contract. This is known as unilateral contract. Consider the following statements. So the correct option is both 1 and 2. The minor is actually they're asking that which are the statement which could be termed as correct, but both the statements are incorrect. The minor is estoppel, because estoppel is not applicable to minor. Section 11 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 declares that only minors and persons of unsound mind are incompetent to make contract. Not only minors and persons of unsound mind, there are other kind of persons also, like insolvency. A resident of Mumbai has a website www.caravan.co.in, launched in 2015. A has business of apparels in Mumbai having a trademark Caravan. The website is accessible from Delhi. B, a resident of Hyderabad, starts a website www.caravan, where the spelling is changed in 2013, having the same business. The website of B consists of a catalog, a toll-free number, and an email address. A wants to file a suit for passing of trademark in Delhi. So which are the correct options? A cannot file a suit merely on the accessibility of a website. Third is A cannot file a suit in Delhi as a website of B is not interactive. And 4, A cannot file a suit if B specifically targets a forum state, resulting in harm to A in forum state. So these are the correct options. 73. A has lent money to P and Q firm engaged in the cement business and has agreed to take in addition to or in place of his interest a portion of the profits of the firm. It can be said that A is not a partner in the P and Q firm. He is just a lender, and this is given under section 6 of Sales of Goods Act, which deals with mode of determining existence of partnership. Kindly read this section carefully. Minor can be admitted to the benefits of the firm. The correct option is with the consent of all the partners, and this is given under section 30 of Indian Partnership Act, which deals with minors admitted to the benefits of partners. 75. A instigates B to murder C. B refuses to do so. Which offense under the Indian Penal Code 1860 has been committed by A? So the correct option is option number 2, abetting to commit murder. This is section 108. Section 108 of IPC deals with abetter, and this question has been taken from the example of abetter, which is given under section 108 of Indian Penal Code. Which of the following goals are mentioned in the preamble of the UN Charter? So the correct option is all of these. Kindly read it by yourself. What are the gimmicks? Like to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, to reaffirm faith in fundamental rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of man and woman, to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom, and to promote democratic order in conflict-ridden societies. 77. Which of the following is an example of intangible property? A very simple question, which is an autobiographical work. Which of the following are dual correlatives in Hoffide's scheme of analysis of rights? The correct option is 2, 3, and 4. The dual correlative of power is liability. The dual correlative of liberty is no right, and dual correlative of immunity is disability. So in the previous session, I have dealt in detail the question paper of 2019, where I have also shared the tables of dual correlatives and dual opposites. So I would recommend you kindly refer to my slide and memorize it properly. Which of the following is not a body associated with the European Union? The correct option is Council of Union. Which of the following statement is incorrect as per the Constitution of India? The correct option was not given in the answer key, but I made the correct answer after doing a deep research. So obviously you won't be facing any difficulty, and if you are getting any doubt, you can share your issues in the comment box below. So the correct option is, they are asking that which is incorrect. I found it according to Article 85, which deals with sessions of Parliament, prorogation and resolution. So President has all the power, but in option number 4 it is given the Speaker summons the House of People. But according to Article 85, this is not correct, because I have made the paragraph in bold which says the President shall from time to time summon each House of Parliament. So only the President has the power, not the Speaker of the House of the People has the power to summon the House. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the Attorney General for India? So the correct option is, Attorney General shall be entitled to vote when he takes part in parliamentary proceedings. So this is incorrect, because Attorney General has no power to take part in parliamentary proceedings and also to vote. 82. Which of the following statement is incorrect about the National Capital Territory of Delhi as per the Constitution of India? So Article 239 AA deals with special provisions with respect to Delhi. Lieutenant Governor has all the power. Only one power he doesn't have it, which is the Chief Minister, and the Minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the Lieutenant Governor, because this is not true. Which of the following statements about the Comptroller and Auditor General of India is incorrect? See, Section 148, Article 148 of Indian Constitution deals with Comptroller and Auditor General of India, and which is not true. It is given under Article 151 Clause 2, which deals with audit reports, and it says that the correct option is actually option number 4. COG submits the reports relating to the accounts of the state to the President of India. This is not correct, because he submits the reports relating to the accounts of the state to Governor of that particular state. 84. Which of the following statement is correct as per the Constitution of India? So the correct option is, they are asking that which option is correct, and this is given under option number 4. Every person shall submit the representation for redress of grievances to the Union in the language of English or Hindi, and this is given under Article 350, because this is given that grievances can only be submitted in the language of Hindi or English, but the correct option is he can submit the grievances in any of the languages. 85. Which of the following presumptions reasons just justify the validity of laws on hate speech? The correct option is 2 and 4. Equality and liberty may sometimes become contradictory values. Equality and liberty must be harmoniously constituted. Which of the following provision of the Constitution of India provides for the constitution of Panchayat? So this is given under option number 3, which deals with Article 243B. Article 243B deals with Constitution of Panchayats. 87. Which of the following is true about the test of directness to determine remoteness of damage, also known as wagon mount principle? The correct option is, if the harm is foreseeable, the defendant is liable for all direct consequences of his act, even if the actual damage is of a different kind than what was foreseeable. 88. Match the following. Again, match the following. Here the summits, the name of the summits are given, and on the other side it is given that like what are the idea, or say, you know, the motto of all the summits, and you have to match list 1 with list 2. So United Nations Sustainable Agenda 21, the motto was transforming our world, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. B. United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, the motto was Development Summit. Kindly avoid the typo error. C. World Summit on Sustainable Development, Johannesburg Declaration on Sustainable Development. United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development. D. Deals with the future we want. Assertion. The governor is always supposed to act on the advice of the Council of Ministers in matter of appointment of the Chief Minister. This is totally incorrect. Like Article 74 Clause 1 and Article 163 Clause 1 of the Constitution of India make it mandatory for the government governor to act in accordance with the advice tendered by the council of. See, it is not mandatory for the governor or president to act in accordance with the advice tendered by the council of ministers. He can also exercise his discretion. 19. X Limited is an Indian company other than a company referred to in sub-rule 2 of rule 2 of the company's restriction on number of players rules 2017, which relates to the restriction on number of players for certain classes of holding companies. X Limited has a wholly owned Indian subsidiary Y Limited. Y Limited has another Indian subsidiary Z Limited, and it owns 60% of its total share capital. Y Limited now seeks to form another Indian subsidiary K Limited. Which of the following is correct? So what they are asking, that Y Limited already has 3 companies, but according to sub rule 2 of rule 2 of the Companies Restriction Act, it actually deals with the restriction of number of players, and it allows only 2, not more than 2. But there are certain exceptions, that the companies which doesn't fall under this rule can have any number of players they want. So the correct option is Y Limited to have X Limited as its subsidiary, because it's a company which is other than the company given under rule 2. Again, match list 1 with list 2. So these are the cases relating to Muslim law. So Rukia Khatun versus Abdul Laskar, it deals with reconciliation should precede talaq. Shaira Banu versus Union of India, everybody knows where it is held that triple talaq is unconstitutional. Shamimara versus State of UP, this question is repeated in the same paper. We have actually seen the question in the previous question. See, it's to uncommunicated talaq is no talaq. Daniel Latifi versus Union of India, divorced wife is entitled to meher, reasonable and fair provision for future. Santosh, a jailer, has charge of a prisoner Virender. Santosh, with an intention to cause death, illegally omits to supply Virender with food. However, Virender does not die, though his strength is considerably reduced. Santosh is dismissed from the office and replaced by Geeta. Geeta, without collusion with Santosh, illegally omits to supply Virender with food. Knowing fully well that she is likely thereby to cause Virender's death, Virender dies of starvation. So, under which crime they are actually liable? Both are liable. So Geeta is guilty of murder and Santosh is guilty of attempt to murder. The eggshell skull principle was applied in the question. Is actually, the answer is very simple. It's Smith versus Leach, Brain and Company. Page versus Smith, it enhanced the distinction between primary and secondary victims for recovery of psychiatric illness. Watson versus Buckley and Osborne, Garrett and Company Limited. In this case, the principle duty of care has been evolved, and Dewey versus White, recovery of claims for psychiatric illness. This case is also very famously known as nervous shock case. 94. The term copyright in cinematograph form shall submit. The correct option is 60 years from the beginning of calendar year next following the year in which the film is published. The correct option is option number in which the film is published. Option number 3. So this is given under section 26 of Copyright Act 95. The word reasonable was added in clause 2 of article 19 of the Constitution of India through. So first Constitutional Amendment Act, the reasonable restrictions which you find in article 19 is actually inserted by first Constitutional Amendment. The maxim de minimis non curat lex incorporated in which section of the Indian Penal Code 1860? The correct option is section 95. Let's see about the other section. Section 84 deals with act of a person of unsound mind, act to which a person is compelled by threats, offense requiring a particular intent or knowledge committed by one who is intoxicated. 97. The Haryana Panchayat Raj Amendment Act 2015 included some categories which rendered persons falling in any of them incapable of contesting Panchayat election in the state of Haryana. This amendment was declared constitutionally valid by the Supreme Court in Rajbala versus State of Haryana, who amongst the following are not included in those categories. So the correct option is all contestant must be matricular, but the correct option, this is incorrect. The correct answer is pass matriculation examination or its equivalent examination from any recognized institution or board. 98. The constitutional validity of section 497 of the Indian Penal Code 1860 has been challenged in which of the following cases? The question is very simple. The option is option number 3, Joseph Sain versus Union of India. In Shakti Vahini versus Union of India, it is declared that any attempt by Khap Panchayats or any other assembly to scuttle or preventing two consenting adults from marrying is absolutely illegal and laid down preventive, remedial and punitive measures in this regard. Binda Prasad versus State of MP, conviction of the accused under section 304B of IPC was set aside on the grounds that the facts did not show that cruelty or harassment was meted out to the deceased wife soon before her death. And Dr. Subhas Kashinath Mahajan versus State of Maharashtra, this has been a very famous case law which has been turned down by the recent amendment in SC/ST Act. 99. The matrimonial guilt of desertion under the Hindu Marriage Act 1955. So they are asking that which option is correct. So the correct option is option number 1 and 4. Commences when the fact of separation of the animus desidendi coexist is a valid ground for divorce if the period of desertion is 1 year. First and fourth is not complete but incoherent until a suit is instituted. So what do you mean by incoherent? Incoherent means just begun and not fully formed or developed. That means rudimentary. And animus desidendi means the intention to bring cohabitation permanently to an end. 100. The Information Technology Act 2000 applies to which of the following transaction? So this only applies to electronic check, and it is given under section 81A, application of the act to electronic check and truncated check. So this is the end of the slide. I hope you all liked this session. I would again request all of you to kindly like, share and subscribe the channel. If you have any feedback, kindly feel free to comment below. And with this note, I am signing off. Keep smiling and have a nice day.